everyone, welcome to another edition of Music of the Week. Sorry I haven't really been doing a lot on YouTube lately. I think the last thing I did was post the both parts of the PBW versus AVW stream from Tuesday. That was episode 8. I haven't set up the card for the next episode, but I will today, I'm hoping. That'll be after I've done this video though. Speaking of which, Music of the Week episode 4 if I'm not mistaken. We've only got 5 albums, so shouldn't take long. But then again, it's me, so yeah, we're just going to work our way through these and see where we wind up, and see what albums were the goodest boys. So we start off with what's been a surprising rarity in 2021. We start with a bit of metal. Bloodletter with Funeral Hymns. This one, I was going to say when it came out in bloody January, last Friday. Not the Friday just gone, the Friday before. These are a band from Chicago. I think this is their second album. And yeah, pretty fun all around. Really well produced for a band who are very young into their career. They've only been around for about 7-8 years. They haven't been around for a long time. And for the second album, it's got a lot of really good stuff going for it. I couldn't find a lot on the lyrics. It seemed to be a bit generic, and there were parts of songs that just feel like they cut off a bit early, but still, I did enjoy this album, and I'm really excited to see what they can do if they give them more time. So I'm giving this album a B. I thought it was super enjoyable, really fun metal, really straight to the point. Good bit of the, thrashy, groovy style metal, especially, which has been sort of a lacking thing over the past year. I mean, the last one I could think of, in even remotely in that style, was Kill or Be Killed, and that album was pretty fucking great. Their album. Kill or Be Killed is the band. The album is... I forgot what the fuck it was called. But, I'll probably edit it in post. So, yeah. Forgive me for that. But yeah, this album, as it stands, solid B. Next is Comatose with A Way Back. Comatose have not been around super long. They're from Minnesota, if I remember correctly. And yes, I am going to try and include where the bands are actually from, so that way people know more about that place's music scene. And, these are a band that formed only a couple of years ago, actually, from the ashes of a couple of former bands, the names of which escape me at the moment. And this is their full-length debut. They might have put out an EP before this, I'm not really sure. I really enjoyed this one though. It's they're like a really sort of unique post-grunge shoegazy sort of thing. I'm giving this one an A-, honestly. It's not a particularly long album. It's got only 8 songs, and it's squeezed around 35 minutes. It's not a super long album, but it maximizes its time surprisingly well. There's a good sort of lyrical central theme to it that I couldn't really make out, because when it comes to acts like this, I'm really pissed that I can't find anything about the lyrics, but I'm presuming that they were good. And, the band, there's only 3 of them, I believe. There's not a lot of members, and they did quite a good job with what they had, so, yeah, A-. Super enjoyable album, easily my favourite of this, group of albums, actually. Because I'm looking at the others, and this is the only one to even reach an A grade, so... yeah, but find this one out for yourself though. It will be worth your time, and it's not going to take you too much time to listen to it. Next is Lonely the Brave with The Hope List. I've heard about Lonely the Brave before. They've been around for, bizarrely, since the early noughties, I think, and this is only their 3rd album. They took a while to get going. Might be the mid-noughties, either way. This is their 3rd album, my first by them. I know they're a sort of charming alternative rock pop punk sort of thing, and they do have a good central theme to this album with the hope thing, especially considering that we needed more of that, considering the fucking dumpster fire shit show that was 2020. You know what? No, we should stop talking about it. I mean, it's the last day of January of 2021. We should really leave 2020 behind by now. We should stop bringing it up. So, back to this album. I'm giving it a B-. I feel like there were just some elements that weren't fully there. It could drag in a few places, and it feels a bit simple in its instrumentation. It's good simple, but it still feels a bit simple, and I was expecting a bit more, considering that these guys do have a fairly substantial amount of hype behind them. But yeah, it is a good album, and I feel like their previous 2 albums might be better than this one was. However, still really solid. B- isn't a bad grade. I mean, it's the lowest grade I give this week, so, yeah, super enjoyable. Has some moments that are slightly missing. Needed a bit more to it, but for what we get, isn't too bad, and I feel like it's not the band's fault that it went the way it did, so, Next up is Scarred with their self-titled 3rd album. These are a band from Luxembourg, of all places, I know, and, Yeah, they've been around since 2003. This is only their third album, though. However, still a super actually properly enjoyably good album. I'm giving it a B. Once again, solid sort of groovy, sort of thrashy metal. Like Bloodletter was more in the deathy sort of vein of it. This is more in the classic heavy metal sort of vein of it, and the band really do it quite well. I mean, the only complaints I have are the fact that I couldn't really find a lot about the lyrics. Again, that's sort of a prevailing problem throughout January so far. Maybe it'll be fixed by next year by next month, when there's, a bit more, like, coming out. So, yeah, still a B, solid album, really, really good, and these guys have a lot of potential to them. I am looking forward to hearing more from them, but I'm going to bring up the page really quickly, actually, for that. Yeah, it's been 8 years since their previous album, which was Gaia Medea. So yeah, it took them a while. Hopefully, it doesn't take them another 8 years to put out another album, because this one is quite good. So, and also, I don't want to be doing this at 37 years old. And finally, we have Teen Creeps with Forever. This is their second album, their first in about 3 years. And much like, how I wasn't expecting the previous band before this, to be from Luxembourg, Teen Creeps are from frickin' Belgium, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, they play like a sort of modernised indie rock pop punk sort of thing with a bit more like existential sort of production to it. And they've got a lot of charm, and they've got really good English for a band who presumably it is their second language. Like, looking at the band members' names and the country they're from, I'm going to guess they don't typically speak English over there. Then again, I don't know a lot about Belgium. They could be teaching it over there. I'm not sure. But yeah, these guys really have a good handle of what they're doing. It's a very pleasing album. I'm giving it a B+. Really well produced. Really good songwriting on occasion. It does suffer a bit on occasion from its production, though. It can feel a bit like there, if you get my meaning. There's not a lot of wank with it, though, which is a good sign, and the band, again, know what they're doing. They can craft some really good songs. There's a few areas they do need to tighten up for the next one, but it is early in their career, and I'm really excited when a band who's this early in their career is putting out something this good. So, yeah, all in all, yeah, that'll about do it for this episode properly. I'm sorry, it was a bit of a weird one. Then again, the point of this is to stop me from doing Music of the Month, and it just gives me something to do every now and then. So, yeah, I thought all these albums were pretty solid. Yeah, Comatose had the best showing of the lot, and well, let's just say the next few albums I have to review for the next episode, there's going to be some good stuff. Not all of it, but it will be good. I can probably share that much. There's like one album of the year candidate I've heard this past Friday, and I'm looking forward to doing that episode, but I'm not going to be able to do that just yet, because next week, starting tomorrow, I finished writing the Joan Jett 3-part finale for Backtracking, so I really want to get those videos out over the next week. And I've also got a stream PPW on Tuesday, and then the AVW Cutting Edge pay-per-view on Friday. I'm going to be very fucking busy next week, so I'll try and get the next episode of Music of the Week out on Friday or Saturday, because there is a UFC card next Friday, and there might be a Fight of the Night to review. If there's not, I'm sort of hoping there's not, that'll make things a lot easier for me, but I don't really know what's going to happen. All I know is next week, probably going to be a bit of a busy let, so yeah. But still, I'm glad I've got that episode written, and I'm looking forward to putting it out, and I'm really looking forward to putting more of this out, because I'm really enjoying doing it, honestly. And obviously, my streams too. So, yeah, you'll most likely see me tomorrow for the very brief history of Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. It's mostly just Joan Jett focused, if I'm being honest. And with that said, don't really have a lot else to add, neither does my cat, because he's currently asleep and adorable. So, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.